Hello, Professor and WCU Staff Senate. This is the strategic plan for the WCU Staff Senate by Corey Douglas, Alicia Grant, Jennifer Jones, and myself, Bradley Hall. This document is a strategic plan based upon research conducted between March and May 2019. The strategic plan group consisted of Corey Douglas, Alicia Grant, Jennifer Jones, and Bradley Hall. The vision of the WCU Staff Senate is to create a working environment that fosters an ideal place for staff to develop professionally and while advancing careers at WCU. The WCU Senate was founded in the early 2000s as a congregated staff forum. In 2005, the WCU Senate was officially formed. The Staff Senate is the chief policy recommending body of the general staff, providing for staff participation in the governance and decision-making process of Western Carolina University. The Senate represents the general staff as the principal voice to advise the chancellor on the conduct of the university's affairs. The main customers are the WCU Senate, staff, and the university students. Key members of the organization are Natalie Broom, Mandy Dockendorf, Allison Joseph, Hunter Yarbrough, Dean Polk, Dana Boyer, John Nickel, Caitlin Ritchie, Deidre Hopkins, Anita Hall, and Shauna Young. And then, of course, investing. While there is no way to find exactly who has donated to the WCU Staff Senate, WCU Staff Senate does receive donations via payroll deduction by WCU staff and from the sale of holiday ornaments to pay for the Staff Senate Scholarship Fund. Publicity. The only publicity the WCU Staff Senate has received so far has been through WCU News production website. The last mention of the activities of the Staff Senate was November 2018. Direct competitors. Competition comes from other civic organizations seeking financial backing from the same sources as the Senate. The staff and students of WCU are its customers. The vision statement of the Staff Senate is to create a working environment that fosters an ideal place for faculty to develop professionally while advancing careers at Western Carolina University. And its mission statement is, the Senate seeks to improve the quality of life at Western Carolina University for its students and all employees. This can be accomplished through mutual understanding, recognition of staff contributions, support for professional development, and technical training and respect for the worth of the individual. Its core values are engagement, inclusive, professional development, and focused on the needs of staff. The environmental scan shows that its main strength is in the economic factor, increase in S&P retirement securities for faculty, whereas it doesn't have any hard negatives. It does have a few negatives, especially in economic upturn, lower unemployment rates and fewer students. Online education will disrupt global learning. Virtual classrooms not education friendly. Those are all things to work on. Industry revenue is in a decline, and it's not looked to increase over the next several years. Industry analysis right here for 2018 shows the industry analysis for WCU and other universities. Just a second, let me find my notes here. The chart features the number of establishments in the WCU Staff Senate industry in the United States and the total revenue, employment, and wages earned at the establishment. So these are all different universities in the United States. Key success factors are having a good reputation, ability to take advantage of government subsidies and other grants, and experienced professors. Primary activities of the industry are coordinating fundraising activities, organizing community service events, and coordinate scholarships for students and staff. Key external drivers are corporate profit, per capita disposable income, time spent on leisure and sports, and the number of college students. Major products and services in this industry are ticket sales, resale of merchandise, social assistance services, and organization of seminars. Private contributions and grants are about 22% of total industry revenue, while government grants and contributions are an estimated smaller portion of only 4.6%. Program service revenue is estimated to account for only 10.4% And all other sources of revenue are estimated to constitute 30.6% of total industry revenue. Here's the industry at a glance. This is the major market segmentation for colleges. 31.8% of all college students are below the age of 25. 25.1% are aged 45 to 54. And then the next cohort is individuals aged 35 to 44 at 13.2%, my personal cohort. There are significant barriers to entry to starting a new college, such as, of course, finding the land and getting the capital to build a large college campus and dorms, and an accreditation body to approve that the courses of study that you are offering focus on the kind of goals that need to be met in a higher education setting. Market analysis is WCU Senate falls in the college education services market. The demographics are demanded by the need of staff, students, and the school. Increase in market cost of tuition affects greatly the amount of donation and fundraising that benefits the education service market. And then the market segment for education services is split over by individuals 25 years of age or younger, and between 45 and 54. With WCU helping its staff, colleagues, and students, they fall under the majority of that realm. This is the market analysis scorecard. This shows that there are a few suppliers supplying the staff senate, namely WCU. And as for substitutes, there is only one staff senate. But there are likely other legislative bodies within WCU that perform similar functions. As for new entrants, WCU is not likely to institute another staff senate. The intensity of the competition between various legislative bodies within WCU is average, and there is little overlap. But they do compete for the same resources. And this is a competitive benchmarking. This is a comparison between the WCU Staff Senate, the Board of Trustees, the WCU Executive Council, and the Board of Visitors. As you can see, WCU and the WCU Executive Council are pretty much even in the benchmarking, whereas the Board of Trustees and the Board of Visitors are in second place. And the place where WCU scored the best, WCU Staff Senate scored the best, is a continuous improvement of campus life and understanding their client base. These are critical success factors. These are the strengths and weaknesses across WCU Staff Senate, Board of Trustees, WCU Executive Council, and the WCU Board of Visitors. As you can see, WCU Staff Senate strengths represents WCU non-faculty employees, and its weakness is that it only represents people who work for WCU. The internal analysis, value chain analysis. For a firm to have a resource that provides a competitive advantage, that resource must have 4 attributes. It must be valuable, it must be rare, it must be difficult to imitate, and there must be no close substitutes. Of the many resources identified for the WCU Staff Senate, 2 qualified as strengths and possible source of sustainable competitive advantage in this analysis. These include a well-qualified and experienced staff serving as members of the Senate and having a good reputation. The internal analysis. Of the many resources identified for the WCU Staff Senate, 2 qualified as strengths and possible sources of sustainable competitive advantage. In this analysis, these include well-qualified and experienced staff serving as members of the Senate and have a good reputation. It was a slide so good we had to include it twice. Resource review, of course, valuable, rare, imperfectly imitable, and non-substitutability. WCU Staff Senate scored highly on being valuable, and then partially so on being rare, and then middling on imperfectly imitable and non-substitutable. These are the strengths of our SWOT analysis. This is our SWOT analysis, and the strengths for WCU Staff Senate are faculty loyalty, diverse campus learning options, outcome benefits WCU faculty, students, and members of the WCU Staff Senate. Its weaknesses are a lack of funding available outside of WCU campus, limited ability to advertise, and have large student support. Opportunities are awareness. The WCU Staff Senate and their outreach have positive effect on the WCU staff as a whole, and the ability to have the city of Cullowhee assist in funding due to economic growth. Threats are depletion of funding support from WCU and sponsors, and growing realization that other programs can better represent needs. Currently, the Western Carolina Staff Senate is utilizing a customer-focused strategy. The customers that the organization currently serves are the staff employed at the university, providing guidance and support in a convenient way to help bring in new members. This is a fit score matrix. This helps us figure out the grand strategy. As you can see, strategic idea, festivals that bring in groups together to provide name and loyalty, promote faculty and staff to reach out to distance learners to get them involved, petition Silva Mayor, Commission, and Chamber of Commerce for donation and support, and then additional flyer promotions and events to gain more funding and support. These grant strategies are the market development, diversification, joint venture, and strategic alliance. And of course, the recommendations for strategic ideas and grand strategies are market development, diversification, joint venture, and strategic alliance, as I just said a minute ago. And then a further breakdown of these items are market development, focus on the market not only as an entity of WCU, but as an extension. Look for alternatives to funding at the WCU name out to the forefront. And then for diversification, many universities, just like WCU, have students that are online, hybrid, or international. Tapping into that diversification could bring in additional funding. And then the joint venture and strategic alliance. WCU Senate needs to align with influential people inside the campus and outside. Utilizing a county that is dependent on WCU for economic stability could provide additional funding. And WCU is pretty much synonymous with Cullowhee. Goals and program: increase community awareness. Participate in WCU open houses, orientations, and campus activities to reach the staff. Increasing student awareness and participation in the WCU Staff Senate would encourage expansion of the WCU community. And then 2, utilize social media sources to increase fundraising via crowdfunding or GoFundMe type programs. These monies could be used to increase staff development programs, growing staff recruitment, and the quality of professors, thus drawing more academically gifted students. This would also promote alumni participation. And then 3, work with the local Chamber of Commerce on a joint venture to increase awareness about the university as a whole. Present to the Chamber ways that the university can give back to the community in positive ways. In summary, who we are. This is your vision statement again, to create a working environment that fosters an ideal place for staff to develop professionally and while advancing careers at WCU. Mission statement: the Senate seeks to improve the quality of life at WCU for its students and all employees. This can be accomplished through mutual understanding, recognition of staff contributions, support for professional development and technical training, and respect for the worth of the individual. Core values: engagement, inclusive professional development, and focused on the needs of staff. Where we are going. Generic strategy: customer focus. The customers that the organization currently serves are the staff employed at the university, providing guidance and support in convenient ways to help bring in new members. Market development, diversification, and joint venture and strategic alliance are your grand strategies. How we will get there: increasing community awareness, utilizing social media sources, and work with the local Chamber of Commerce. How will we measure these goals? Measure community awareness of the Senate by having attendees to open houses, orientations, and other campus activities fill out questionnaires asking attendees to rate the Senate's effectiveness. Increase the amount of crowd-funded fundraising goals by 10% each year. Increase the number of likes, shares, and members of the WCU Staff Senate social media accounts by 15% each year. Measure the effectiveness of joint Staff Senate Chamber of Commerce joint ventures. Give back to the community in ways that are distinctly from the WCU Staff Senate. And in closing, the Spring 2019 Strategic Planning Team, Alicia Grant, Jennifer Jones, Bradley Hall, and Corey Douglas, would like to thank the WCU Staff Senate for working with us on this project and being open to our thoughts and ideas. The team would also like to thank Natalie Broom, Chair, for taking her time to conduct a phone interview as well as communicate via email regarding follow-up questions. Thank you.